Fires it toward the pool. And it sticks in the wall. He stuck the landing. Right in the seam. We saw that happen in this ballpark earlier this year. It's a ground rule double for Goldie. Usually guys hit it off the wall. He hit that into the wall.
It's so funny when that happens. We're just not used to seeing that. I was waiting for the carom off the wall. I was actually waiting for the ball to clear the wall, but it's right in the middle of that padded area.
Just a thud. It's a new Goldie sound. A.J. Pollock leads it off. Drives it to left. Upton backing up, and that ball's off the base of the wall. And it's in the seats. No, it's stuck in the wall, pardon me. He found a seam. Well, you're always trying to look for a seam in the defense.
There you go.
There it is. It never did come off the wall.
Man, was that ball hit hard. Upton goes back to the wall, and you can clearly see it just sticks in between the pads out there right at the 376 mark. Boy, just a little lift on that ball. And A.J. has a leadoff homer.
I was watching A.J. rounding first. He seemed to kind of stop and look a bit confused, and now it's easy to see why the ball disappeared.
And Dominguez is over 2. Fly ball left field. Is it deep enough? Cabrera back. Cabrera looking up. That is off the wall. And Dominguez has a double. 15th double for Matty D. A few feet further to the left, and he gives the Astros a 5-4 lead.
I find myself thinking about Matt Dominguez with the trade deadline today as you watch his double out in the left center field. But how does he feel when he sees the Astros going out and getting a youngster, a third baseman, a guy that's projected to be a good third baseman, and talk about the guy? Does it help serve for Matt Dominguez to become maybe a little more fulfilled in terms of being all the player he can be?
0-1.
In 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Lindor, switch hitter, batting right for the first.
Look out all around.
And that ball wedges right there. That had people flailing out of the Indians bullpen, and it wedged right in the padding.
Well, it started with Mike Sarbaugh down there at third base coaching. Line drive over his head. Guys sprawled out in the bullpen.
Let's take another look. There's Sarbaugh.
Right over the helmet. Ricochet. No.
Davis can't get it. Scoring is Goody. Iannetta will get the third. Marte with the play in front of him. Will get the second, and now the ball is lodged. And they're not going to say dead ball. Scoring is Iannetta. To third is Marte.
Hits this one hard to right field, sending Venable back. And this is going to stick the bottom of the wall. And so Alvarez will come all the way around to score on the opposite field double by Russell Martin.
Oh, that's another big hit here early in this ball game to take a 2-0 lead, taking advantage of a miscue. And Martin, look at that swing. Fastball, about thigh high, outer third of the plate, showing that pop the other way in a break. If that ball comes off the wall, Pedro probably would have a hard time scoring.
But this is 4th start since coming back from the disabled, and that one ripped to right field. Rodriguez back, and it's off the wall. And it pinned underneath the wall. You can see it sitting there, but there is just a small gap there, and it's just sitting right there.
Well, where that ball landed, it landed literally in between this plastic, and there's probably a 6-inch gap, and it somehow landed right in that spot. You could take batting practice here for 2 straight years, and not another ball will be hit like that will hit in that hole.
Star this year.
Yeah, he's going, and that's rocked out to left center field. A long run for De Aza. De Aza way back, watching that one off the wall. It sticks there by the base of the wall. Altuve coming in to score, and it's 1-0 on an RBI double by Castro. 19th double for Castro.
Yeah, we talked about the impact Jason Castro is having on this club right now. And this again against the left-hander. The front side stayed right there until he decided to unload. And unload he does. That's great power.
Stuck in the fence.
Games, it's a grind, and you have to trust your process and your routine on a daily basis.
Brian Dozier hits one a ton to left. And Worth had a shot at it. The ball is stuck in the fence, so it's still in the ballpark. And there's a runner going home who thought it was a home run. Now the umpires are going to stop it. How can you stop in the middle of a play?
It should be a ground rule double. If it gets caught between the padding and the fence, it's an automatic ground rule double, but it is their discretion right here.
Yeah, usually the play kind of progresses on through, and as the Nats had a runner held up, or actually hung up between third and home, third base umpire called a halt to it as Worth got the ball back in.
Dusty had the rules in his hand, the Nats Park ground rules today, and he showed me them, and it says if the ball gets stuck in the padding between the fence, it's an automatic ground rule double at this ballpark. So once Jason Worth lost that in there, the play's dead, and it should be a ground rule double. Let's see what they're doing here.
I mean, did Jason Worth truly lose the ball because it disappeared, or was he just a little disoriented after jumping up against the wall? Seemed like he found it pretty quickly.
I think it was just sitting in there between that padding and then the chicken wire kind of fence there in the bullpen.
So it's going to be second and third with one out on a well-hit ball by Brian Dozier.
It's a dead ball once it goes into there. See that little, see the ball? I can't draw because
yeah,
I saw it off. And so once it's in there and you can't find it, play's dead. It's ground rule double. And the ump's got it right.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing to happen in a spring training game. So now Dusty Baker, his first game as a manager in this ballpark, finding out the ground rules.
Trying to settle down and come back.
Kinsler lines it down the left field line. That is going to be extra bases. Viciedo over to try and get it underneath. Keep going down there. And Kinsler is just going to keep on going around the bases. Here comes the throw, and he is in standing. And that ball was apparently in play the entire way. It's going to be an inside the park home run for Ian Kinsler.
Let's take a look.
Get right there under the padding.
Can't find it. Can't see it.
That's the darndest thing.
Well, put the padding all the way to the ground. You won't have to worry about it.
Now, if it had stuck in the padding, that would have been a ground rule double probably. Yeah. Sure, that's one of the ground rules, and Kinsler should fine. That's the way it is. I'm going to keep on going.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a quirk in the ground rule right there, because it definitely was underneath the padding.
2-2 is shipped to center field. Cespedes heading back towards the wall, and it's over his head. Heading to second base is White with a stand-up double.
Hey, keep going. Go.
He's going to keep running. It looks like it went under the wall.
Well, what Cespedes should do is he should put his hand up and get away from the wall. The umpire will go under and see if it's lodged underneath the fence.
What are they going to do?
And he's saying no.
Oh, there's the ball.
He's calling it inside the park home run.
What's he doing? The ball. What's he thinking? There's nothing that he can go underneath.